Top 10 Amazing Facts About the Solar System. Welcome back to the channel, guys. Hope you're doing great, as we have brought you yet another great video. If you guys subscribe to the channel before starting the video, I would appreciate that a lot. If you don't want to miss any future video, just click the notification bell as well, so that you're reminded whenever we make a new video. Without further ado, let's go on with the video. You probably know pretty well about the solar system we live in, where planets revolve around the sun, and those well-known 8 planets having lots of moons and all that basic information. But can you even believe there are many more amazing facts about our solar system that you haven't even heard of? In this video we'll give you 10 amazing facts about this place we call home. Please watch till the end, as some of these might even surprise the smarter ones among you. 10. It's immense. You can imagine the solar system must be of a really huge size, but can you guess exactly how large it is? Well, if we shrink the solar system to the size of a football field and the sun were the size of a dime on the goal line, Neptune would be 60 yards away. In physical terms, that's 125,000 times the distance from the sun to the Earth. Modern studies say it's 287.46 billion kilometers, which is 3.26 if we convert this to light years. So just imagine that it takes even light 3 years to reach from the center of the solar system to the outer reaches. And beyond even that is the Oort cloud, which is made of icy pieces of space debris the size of mountains and sometimes even larger. 9. So many objects. When many of us think of the universe, we think of the sun and the 8 planets around it and a few random objects, but the solar system actually has much more: planets, dwarf planets, moons, asteroids, meteoroids, and many more. The 8 planets and 5 dwarf planets have 181 moons alone. There are 535,000 minor planets, all measuring over 1 kilometer across, and over that 3,000 new ones are registered every month. And adding to them the 552,894 asteroids and 3,083 comets, it becomes a pretty large number to count, while still leaving the undiscovered objects of the solar system. Moons, and moons. We know the Earth having 1 moon, and some planets to have more. Some of you may think that only Saturn has rings, but it is interesting to note that all the large planets, Jupiter, Uranus, and Neptune, actually do have rings, though they are too thin and dark to see from the Earth. Talking of rings, you still cannot forget Saturn, the one which has the thickest ring of 53 whole moons, and note that many of these moons are actually larger than our own, which really brings into scale the size of these planets. 7. Special planets. We know that we've mentioned these before, but dwarf planets really are quite something. As the name indicates, dwarf planets are the tiny ones that do not dominate their region of space. The 5 dwarf planets our solar system has are Haumea, Ceres, Pluto, Eris, and Makemake. Vulcan was a false dwarf planet, created to explain away irregularities in Mercury's orbit. Pluto was once considered as a planet until August 2006 because it did not meet the 3 criteria Yao uses to define a full-sized planet. 6. Mythical mountain. Till now we've talked about planets and asteroids and other things, but did you know that there are also huge mountains lurking in space? And the largest of them is a volcano on Mars, called Olympus Mons, after the mythical mountain from Greek mythology. This mountain is over 21 kilometers high and can be seen from the space. It is actually so high and massive that it causes a noticeable change in the gravity around it, proving just how weird the solar system can be. 5. Death twin. Venus right now is considered one of the deadliest places in the solar system, with a poisonous corrosive atmosphere, highest surface temperature, and extreme weather conditions to boot. It's no easy place. But it wasn't actually like this. According to scientists, Venus actually used to be extremely similar to the Earth, with a cooler atmosphere, stable ground, and maybe even water. However, due to a runaway greenhouse effect and changing distance, it was turned into the horrifying planet it is now. Talk about changing sides. 4. It's all sun. About time we have a look at the center point of this massive system, the sun itself. Can you believe that 99.86% of all the mass in the solar system is the mass of the sun? It is interesting to note that we live within the atmosphere of the sun, in an area called the corona. This ball of fire puts a huge amount of energy to heat the solar system, and it's getting hotter and hotter, becoming 10% more luminous around every billion years. Astronomers believe it was formed around 4.59 billion years ago. And then there is the talk of strength. We all know the sun is powerful, but just think for a second that 100 billion tons of dynamite would have to be donated every single second to match the energy that the sun produces. 3. Safety hatch. Like all complex systems, The solar system gets its own fair share of waste material, mostly in the form of stray asteroids that can actually be extremely hazardous to life on Earth. However, the good news is that, like such a system, the solar system also has a built-in garbage disposal, and that in the form of the largest planet, Jupiter. The planet's immense size and huge gravity can attract many stray objects, and as a result keeps the surrounding area asteroid-free and clean. Some scientists even consider it Earth's guardian, as it often takes away asteroids that might have ended up getting here. 2. Space storms. Storms are pretty mind-blowing, with the gusts of wind, thunder and lightning. They all set a dramatic stage for all to enjoy. But little did we know, space has its own versions of storms too, and they are suitably incredible. In the form of violent explosions on the surface of the Sun, plasma often explodes due to electromagnetic effects. And all this superhot fluid can reach in immense arches reaching millions of miles into space, and when these waves of particles reach the Earth, they are deflected towards the poles by Earth's magnetic field, and guess what? That's where the aurora borealis comes from. Yes guys, the northern lights are actually a result of space storms. Who'd have known? 1. What are actually out there? We've all heard of the fact that all life originated in water, and that water is essential to life, and since there is no life out there, there might not be any water too. But that can't be further from the truth, as water is actually pretty common, with traces as close as our moon, but the problem is actually the state it's in, mostly being in the form of ice or steam. But we have found one special place which might just be the other place where life exists. Saturn's sixth moon, Enceladus, is known to have a huge frozen ocean on its surface, but as we know, ice freezes over water and the water inside remains liquid, so there might just be a very real possibility of life, not far away, but right here in our very own solar system. Now, that is all from our side guys. Hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please be sure to leave a like down below, and with that, I'll see you in the next one.